All this fruit bear from these evil seeds, keep on spider webbing and the evil deeds, trying to kill them all, it'll be like pulling weeds. Some are open creeds of a dying breed. For principles that I don't compromise, I was vilified by a lesser kind. When the money high, it'll make you blind. When the money down, you can see the signs. I was challenged by trying to find a line with a love and hate kind of coincide.
Definitely appreciate it. Like I said, my whole point of doing the pod in general was just, I got tired of watching shit get stuck in this town. Talent, creativity, business ventures, it gets stuck here. And a lot of times it has the ability, know-how, and talent to be so much bigger than just this town.
And it's crazy because you would think being the capital of one of the biggest states, we'd have a little bit more of a shine to us.
You would think.
We can't get out of our own way though.
Can't. Before it's great as hate.
Oh my God.
Before it's great as hate. Oh man, yo. We here another episode at the bar with Beast, man. Y'all see what's going on, man. I got my bro Kai here with me, man. Owner and founder of Great 8 Security. Right. If you've been to any events in the Albany nightlife or day life, I gotta say day life because I was just walking down the street the other day, broad day, and bro called my name from across the street like, yo, where your bike at? What is you doing at somebody's door? So, man, appreciate you being here, man.
What's up?
Good, man.
Love the setup.
Yo, some of it was just a blessing, man. Got the new crib, and a lot of it was here already. I'm just trying to make it do what it do, use it for what it is, man. My little brother been telling me to do a podcast for 13 years.
What took you so long?
I'm gonna be so honest with you. I'm an overthinker, and I start to think and talk myself out of doing things. Like I'm my biggest obstacle. And that was in the beginning. So in the beginning, I'm like, yeah, nobody really want to hear from me. And he was telling me this in the beginning, like when it was literally just a pod. Like, people don't even know why it's called podcast, right?
Yeah.
It's called podcast because originally it was on the iPod. It casted through the iPod. Podcast. So that was the only way you stream it and put it out was through the podcast originally. And then it spread out to other platforms. So that's why it's called that, because it was casted on the iPod first. So he was telling me from then to do it, and I didn't. I dragged my feet, took myself out of it, and then it became the wave.
For real.
Then every time you blink, it was a new podcast. So now I'm like, I missed the boat. Yeah. So now I don't want to do it because now look, I'm wave riding. And that's the furthest from who I am. So I'm not doing it. But then the battle rap scene happened here in Albany. And as a fan, I'm a huge fan of battle rap, have been for years. So I went to the first event at Madison Theater. When I went to the second event, I'm there and I'm like, yo, I don't see nobody interviewing the battlers. When I watch battle rap, I see all the blogs, the Hip Hop is Real, the 15 Minutes of Fame. They interviewing these just talent when they come off the stage to give them a voice and let them speak. And nobody was doing that. So I just started doing that. Okay. Just with my phone.
I remember your synopsis too.
Yep, just
the first one.
Randomly, just like, yo, I'm gonna start doing it. Yeah. I did the recap of the first joint.
That.
So then I started interviewing and everybody came and talked to me. I didn't know any of them except me and Murray from Washington Park. So when they all came and talked to me, and then the next event, he on the mic like, yo, make sure y'all talk to Building with Beast when y'all get on stage. That was a thing.
Okay. That's all it took.
So, like I said, for me, it was like, you know what? Maybe I can create a platform to help get some of this talent out of the 518.
I like that.
So even like with your security team, like they need security all over the world. If somebody could watch this interview and be like, yo, I like his energy, he got something going on, let's hire him. to come to Texas or come to Atlanta. And
we got a couple of guys out there now.
yeah,
Like,
I heard you was just telling me you had some guys out there.
Trying to get out there.
So yeah, just trying to spread the word with people, businesses, and companies and what they got going on. Another one of the things that I said I didn't want to do while doing this podcast is I have no intentions on wearing any real name brand stuff. Mm-hmm. So shout out to my boy A-Ball. My boy A-Bar Miller with the BU shirt. That's one of the hardest things for people to do these days, is just be themselves. So BU, shout out to him.
It's funny
see my
you
man.
do that.
See you got the red breed joint. Shout out to my boy True. Shout out my boy Jalon with the red breed.
Exactly.
So that's what I be on. So Albany Clothing is one of the official clothes sponsors at the bar with Beast.
I've known Justin a little bit longer than I've known you.
Yeah, Justin. Shout out Justin and P now.
You already.
The mayor. So I'm just trying to, like I said, push the creativity in this town.
We need more of that.
Further than this. For nothing. Like I'm not. It ain't. I really didn't even want to be on here, right? But again, not chasing the wave. So
you was doing casting calls?
No, I was gonna do it because I think I'm a good people person, and I think I come up with. But now I do that, and what happens? Oh, he trying to believe Vlad. He trying to be this. So I couldn't do that. Yeah. So I'm like, I guess I got to be, because I don't like seeing and hearing myself. Really, definitely don't like seeing myself.
I'm definitely not a public speaker.
Yeah, like I hate seeing myself. I bite my nose too much. I start looking at everything. Like I did the first interview, and I watched the video and counted how many times I wipe my nose.
I got advice today. She's like, try not to say try to have your answers. So
yep.
I was like, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
So.
But the beautiful thing about this is, like you said, we've known each other for a long time, so it shouldn't even feel like a Q&A. We just gonna talk, man.
We've been building for 20 minutes.
20 minutes,
anyway.
Easy. Oh, man. So, let's take it back. You said you're born and raised here in Albany.
Yeah.
One of the things that I know about you is you went to the military.
Right out of high school.
Right out of high school. How was that? First, before we get to how that was, what were some of the things that went into you making that decision?
It's definitely financial.
Got you.
At that time, they were offering a signing bonus.
Got you.
So, my recruiter was a very smooth, old, cool-ass white dude, had the pimp bop and everything. So, he sold me a bunch of shit I didn't get. I did get my signing bonus, but that was the motivation. I was between homes, and that was actually one of the conditions of me moving back in with my mom at the time. I tried to venture out on my own, fell on my face. I was too young. Like I moved out of my mom's house initially when I was 16.
Gotcha.
I lived at Motel 6 for a week, and then I moved in with my aunt and uncle. Then I moved in with my other aunt and uncle.
What made you move out?
Me and my sister's father didn't get along.
Gotcha.
Couple fist fights. Felt like he was stepping into territory that nobody had ever been, because my father was around sparingly.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't used to what he was trying to do, and the manner in which he was trying to do it. It was inevitable that we ended up clashing. So, but it was his idea. If you want to come home, I think either you should enroll in college, which I know I wasn't ready for. I'm damn sure it was either waste money or make money.
Make money.
So I joined the military. I scored high enough on the entry exam. I told my recruiter, you keep me as far away from the front line as you possibly can. That put me in a personnel type role.
Okay.
And basically a cushy experience. Like, I went to co-ed basic training. I wasn't sleeping in the mud and shit like that. Like,
so none of that shit you see on TV.
None of that. Them commercials.
Yeah.
Real cool, and you gotta put in work to even get there.
Got you.
So.
What branch of the military did you go to?
I was Army, National Guard. I did so. Everybody goes through basic training, and whatever you select as your job, you do that immediately after.
Gotcha.
Depending on whether you Army or National Guard, me being National Guard, after I finish my training, they send me right back here. I go to my unit, which was in Latham, right on Old Niskayuna Road. That's why I never re-enlisted. That's why I never decided to pursue it.
Got you.
I was in a unit with a bunch of crackers, forgive me, but it just wasn't, like I said, it wasn't what my drill sergeant told me I was getting into. So that compared to my basic training and my job training soured the entire experience. So the moment I could get out, I got out.
Got you. Understood.
That being said, just like you said, you did this probably, 11, 12 years too late.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had done my security license then. Because I'm still in the military when 9/11 happened.
Gotcha.
We got activated. I was activated. I got sent to New York. It was only for 2 months, but they sent us back. Granted, I wasn't on the front lines or anything, but taking my security license with that military experience then, grade 8 could be like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know, we live and we learn.
It happens, yeah.
We learn. So, what made you start the security company? How did that come about? How'd you go?
All right. So,
yeah, step me through it. Like, so did you just go get your security license first and start at security?
So, my father has been a state worker for about 20 plus years.
Gotcha.
He let me know HR was hiring the state for security. I ain't know shit about no license, certification. I went down there and thought I could just apply for the job. He's like, you certified? I was like, oh, no. So I looked into that. Me and my father actually got certified together. You got to get certified. You got to get your fingerprints. You send that into the state. It's like a 6-week process. I tell people this all the time because the time and money it costs to get licensed, you can make that back in 1 weekend.
Indeed.
So, and I've done it. So, got licensed. Literally, the day I got my license in the mail, I posted a picture of it. Jasmine Wiggs, how you doing? Saw it. She was the director at a methadone clinic. They needed security guards. I got a job within 24 hours of me posting my security license.
Yo, shout out to her for that.
I swear to God. Through that job, I met one of my security mentors. His name is Donald DePass. He's a former New York State trooper, Maryland trooper. He was my boss. And I met another guy named Aaron. When I got my license, the last thing I thought I'd be doing was bouncing. I'm not the biggest guy, and I don't mind fighting, but I'm not with confrontation. I'm quick. I'm so successful because I see it before it happens and I'm proactive.
Gotcha.
I get you before it gets to the whole pistol. So, my friend Aaron was bouncing at 519. He needed a night off. I don't know. I was broke. He's like, yo, it's like 120 for 4 hours. I was like, all right, I got you. I get there, and they don't call it small meeting for nothing, bro. Like every 90% of the people that came into 519, I either dapped up or hugged, one or the other. So I was like, maybe I can do this. So I was working at 519, got my start there. Went to Florida on vacation. Something happened. The owner got mad at my friend Aaron. So when I called him to let him know I was coming back, he's like, I'm done with all y'all. So I was like, damn, I got fired on my day off.
You still boxing?
Yeah.
Boy said he got fired on his day off.
So I came back, and my other security guard mentor, Kyle Jones, killer. He was looking for guards for an event out at that spot in Rotterdam. I forgot what it was called. I worked for him, and that's how I learned
the business.
How to be, we call him a foreman.
Gotcha.
Whoever's on site, I learned from him how to hold down the whole club, how to keep your eye on people at the door, how to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, how to talk to a female and watch the nigga who you think is smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get over to him and it's a vape. So today's age creates different challenges nowadays.
So what was the transition from just being a security guard to starting your own company?
I don't like listening to people.
Sounds like my problem.
it just got to a point where, well, actually no. That and Killer dealt with some health issues, so he had to fall back. When he fell back, after 3 months of me working with him, he called me up. He's like, "Yo, whenever somebody hit me, I'm gonna send them to you. Here go everybody numbers." So it was almost like a transition.
He almost handed it to you.
It was, and it was like I had no choice now. So now we out at Rotterdam. Now we getting calls from, what was big at that time? I can't even think of it. Lucky Strikes.
Gotcha.
So, and then
that was the joint that was in the mall. That was like a bowling alley and a little, what was it, Jupiter Lounge?
Jupiter Hall.
Jupiter Hall
Inside Lucky Strikes.
Yep, inside Lucky Stripes.
So things were moving. Then I had family already in the business that I didn't know. Like my cousins Doja and Jihad, we started collaborating.
Gotcha.
Bumped into my other friend Alex Brace. Didn't know he was doing it. Now the net has expanded.
Got you.
And not only do I have guards, I got good quality guards who almost got more experience than I did. So it was very easy to learn. The more you work, the more connections I grew. I can do your party, but your man sees me working at your party and likes how I do it. Now I'm working at your man's party. So it was just a matter of me facilitating those connections and holding shit down.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't do that shit alone. So shout out to my team and everybody who I've ever worked with, learned from. I'm sure it's gonna be some new motherfuckers coming up I ain't worked with yet.
Got you.
Hint, hint. Matter of fact, I just saw Joe Brace.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yo, Lou said shit went smooth, so take my number down." I was like, "Yes, I definitely use you and Joe Brace on a job." Bro.
That's my guy. Shout out to
sir.
Joe Brace. That's my guy. Been my guy for a long time. Speaking of your team and people that were part of your team, you had a person on your team that was very, very special to me.
Mm-hmm.
During my time of playing basketball down at York College, we had a particular custodian that was always involved. Like when we played, like Dean was on the sideline cheering, like the energy was just amazing. Like, yo, Dean was such an awesome person. And I came up here to one of those events at the plaza. And I looked over my shoulder and I'm like, yo, no way. Yo, Dean see me was like, yo, she wanted to tell every person in the vicinity that I was the best basketball player at your college while she was working there. Nah, that was my friend.
She was my lieutenant. I don't think granted, I've known people long. I've never trusted a security guard more than I ever trusted Dean. He was
dope.
respected.
Yeah.
Dean was
dope.
Everything.
Dean was dope.
So to go from a conversation on a Saturday asking Dean if he wanted to work to hearing on Tuesday from Sylvia that she had passed away, man, I tell you.
Yeah, that was and I found out from your posts.
I was speechless.
I found out from your posts, and more than anything, I was saddened that I didn't get a chance to properly pay my respects. Because Dean was dope. That was a dope individual. When I posted it, so many people from my school from York was like, "What? When?" Like they had so many questions, I didn't have any of the answers. You know, like she touched so many people, he touched so many people. Respected Dean for the choice that he made in his life, but really dope individual. The energy, like you feel the energy as soon as you get around.
It was immediate.
Yeah,
like, Dean was the only person I let call me boss, because the first time I told him not to, it was just like Well, you tell me what to do, right? Can I do it?
Fact, she straight, yo. She don't do no.
Yeah, ain't no sugarcoating.
None of that. No around the way, roundabout to get. Nah, she straight line. She straight to it. So yeah, nah. He straight to it. I actually, even that was a experience for me. Just watching Nadine transition into Dean. You know what I mean? And just watching that transition. And, you know, we have so many thoughts from the outside when we watch things like that from the outside. But to really know the person, know the heart of that person, it really showed you that shit don't even matter.
At all.
What you identify as, what your orientation is, what your preference is, none of that changes the person that you are.
I talk a lot. I post a lot. Dean was my biggest promoter. Like, we'd be at an event. There you go. Fuck him right there. You like the way we're doing it? That's the guy. Like, and there'll never be another Dean.
Never. Nah, and it was dope when I came and I seen that Dean was a part of your squad. I'm like, Dean the homie from back in my school days when, and I'll be honest with you, like,
But that goes back to how I get to grade 8, facilitating those connections. I met Dean. Dean did a lot of the legwork for me. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to go introduce myself to the owner. She pulled them motherfuckers over. Oh, you owners? Hold on. Come here. That's my boss.
Nah, Dean did not play. In fact,
we gotta pay for water.
Her birthday party, his birthday party. Went to his birthday party. You was security for that.
Mm-hmm.
You was security.
I was on the low. She's like, you dress up, but we can chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one.
No, that was. But that's. I didn't really know that y'all knew each other, so. Yeah, Dean was dope.
Definitely. Big loss.
Anybody that's friends with you on Facebook knows that I don't want to call it important, but it was big. It was a big ordeal. It was a big situation in your life. You went through some legal problems. So let's talk about it.
I wish I had known the law better. I was raised in an age where disciplining your child was pretty much
Customary. That was regular. That was what you're supposed to do.
shit. I got whooped by neighbors, so
I came from that kind of family. Not necessarily neighbors, but anybody in the family, uncle, aunt, cousin, anybody in the family.
They knew my
could beat
mother.
you if
They
you
had permission.
Yup. Nope.
That being said, I was raised by 9 women.
Gotcha.
I grew up in a household with 9 strong, and they weren't all black. If y'all know my mother, y'all know she's a product of a biracial marriage, so we took care of our own. My son did something I wouldn't allow if I was there. My son was in school. As a 6-year-old child, he grabbed his teacher's breast. Now, getting past the slight giggle I had, I thought about things when I was like, well, if he was 16 instead of 6, they wouldn't have called his parents. Exactly. So, that in my head, it just, I was at work and it just didn't sit right with me. So I told his mother to bring his ass here. Granted, he didn't live with me, obviously. So it wasn't my weekend. Look, we need to address this. Since she was already on the radar child protective for disciplining our child, we had been trying alternate methods.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So they weren't working. He wasn't getting worse, but it wasn't.
It was staying.
It was consistently bad.
Yeah.
So and then I get this. Some got changed. So she dropped him off at my job. In my head, fully knowing what was about to happen. I didn't do it at my job, obviously. Finished my job, went home, spanked.
You spanked that ass.
Spanked his.
That's where we come from.
Yes.
You know, we wasn't raised on timeouts.
The law, I didn't know you couldn't use a belt, and I did know I got charged with a Class C felony for spanking my son. If he was 7 and not 6, it would have been a misdemeanor. I fought it for a year in court as far as negotiating, trying to make a plea. My mistake was not taking into consideration how serious they were considering. They weren't letting it go. Like, Child Protective already met with them, resolved it. They didn't pursue it anything, being that my son lived in Schenectady County. Schenectady County had nothing to do with it. His mother wasn't gonna press charges, although she's the one who reported me after I returned him home because she was already on Child Protective. She didn't want it to come back on her, so she had to.
I get it. It's like, you know, sometimes like it's unfortunate. I get her trying to protect herself.
She calls me before she does that. Me not knowing.
Yeah, I beat my son. Yeah, fine. You can tell him
I didn't hit some random kid in the eyeball.
Fact, no,
They reading off the complaint in court. So the child was found to have bruises on the buttocks and upper thigh area.
Sounds about right.
I literally I had to pull it in because I caught one of them faggot ass Albany cops in court, staring at me. He's just looking at me with disgust. And I just can't wrap my head around it. I was like, I spanked my son. I got 3 years probation for spanking my son.
3 years probation for spanking your son. Mm-hmm. With no prior...
I had a DWI 15 years.
But that has nothing to do with nothing, no abuse, nothing like that. No never, domestics.
They never interviewed another child. They never interviewed my son's mother who lived with me 24/7. They never... Then again, like I said, I whooped them with a belt. I believe there were pictures taken. Maybe they didn't need to do any of that. So, it is what it is. I don't regret nothing I did.
3 years probation.
3 years. So, April 11th, clean slate.
So, you finally off.
I'm free.
You're free. It's been a while.
It's different.
Cause I used,
it's different.
We used to chill softball field, and there were certain things you couldn't really partake in.
Oh my God.
You was handcuffed. You know what I mean?
I'm happy to be around y'all sometimes.
Yeah, you was handcuffed. So I'm happy to hear that.
Especially with the mutual friends we share, it was just it's so easy to cheat.
Yeah.
So.
But now I'm glad you off that.
They legalized it right before I got out. I was just like, can I do it? All right, now I'll wait.
Yeah, you might as well wait at that point.
I'll be damned. I actually asked a friend of mine. I was like, what are the consequences? They can start you all the way over. I will fucking wait. I ain't doing another 3 years.
Yeah, when you that probation and parole and all that stuff, they got so much control over you,
bro.
Sometimes I know it sounds so crazy, but sometimes it be like, yo, you know what? Lock me up. No?
No.
Give me my 30 days, give me my 60 days or whatever y'all gonna give me. And when I'm done, I'm done.
I asked the lawyer, I was like, what are the actual consequences? I think he said 18 months. And I thought about it, but I was just like,
No, everything is a factor, what you got going on. Like you said, you was working, nobody wants to lose their job. And
I lost 5 jobs when I accepted the plea.
Why?
I had 3 venues that I spread out through the course of a week, and I had 2 actual jobs. I was working for New York State Insurance Fund. I was a security guard. Like I said, I'm not always a bouncer. I was a security guard at New York State Insurance Fund, and I went back to the methadone clinic on the weekends.
Gotcha.
And then I had Grammys. I had Ice House, and seller out in fucking Saratoga.
All that.
All that. And then COVID. So
COVID kicked ass.
the first 6 months of COVID. 9 times out of 10, I get paid under the table. Especially for my security.
Gotcha.
Anything grade 8, 9 times out of 10, we're under the table. The first 6 to 7 months of COVID. $75,000 out of pocket. Under the table in 6 months. From events I could work, my finder's fee from events I can't work, but I will send you guards.
Send you some guards. Yeah.
Exactly.
How'd you get through it?
I was working a warehouse job for JB Hunt from 2 to 6 in the morning, and then I would leave there and go. I work for a moving company.
Okay.
So I would leave from 2 to 6 and then go move some business or somebody's house. Professional moving company.
Yeah.
Like we gonna beat you over the head, so don't call us. It's so much. I mean, you want to hit me on the side, I can find a couple people.
Yeah.
But it's so much easier to find 3 friends, buy them a couple pieces. Don't call.
I actually, to move us in here, I had, I don't want to get their name wrong. I think they go by Upstate Moving Company, J Mac and them. Shout out to J Mac and his team, B Will and them.
Trust me. I know
They didn't
struggles.
hit us over the head.
I know.
They was actually the second company we called.
There's good local companies.
No, they did good business. And actually, to be honest with you, I thought they kind of undersold themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They could have asked for a little bit more. But shout out to them for getting us into the new crib. But nah, you're right. We called a couple places, and some of the numbers, some of the quotes we got was crazy. And I mean, like, it was no surprise. It's like he came to the crib. I kind of gave him a quick walkthrough of what got to go.
Got.
We also had a second stop because her mother was giving us stuff, so it was a come to our crib, pick up stuff, drop it off, go to her mother crib, pick up stuff, come back, drop it off.
Last time intro.
Yep, and he still didn't.
Nah,
It was still under $1,000.
that's what's up. It's some good secondary local. When I say big companies,
No. I know what you mean. Like bigger than
some,
the capital district.
Yes.
Like yeah.
like, cause I travel, I go to as far south as Florida. We cover everywhere but Alaska. And
As far south as Florida. What's further south than that?
I'm just
Water.
saying, you're right. I'm just saying. See, I said that, and then I went to go fix it. We cover every state but Alaska and Hawaii.
Gotcha. Nah, that's dope. Alright, man, let's talk about it. You have been in different facets between being a patron and being a bouncer. You have been.
So before I was a patron, I was a promoter. Y'all don't remember?
I wasn't here.
You might
I
know you
wasn't
was
here.
here for a scooter with Cap Wolf.
I wasn't here.
You wasn't here.
I wasn't here. I
Okay.
left. Like, I swear to you, like, when I left Albany, there was almost no nightlife here.
Yeah.
When I came back 8 years ago,
Sneaky.
Sneaky's already gone. I came back 8 years ago to a bunch of stories of what was.
Bro.
The only things left, I think, Buddha was kind of still here, and it turned into.
I wasn't even going out.
It turned into Levels, and Legends was still there because my wife, she B-Way invited her there for one of her birthdays, so we went to Legends. So those were still here, but they were both kind of on their way out.
I missed that whole scene.
They were both on their way out. Unfortunately, Levels didn't last long, and those were my peoples. You know what I mean? Shout out to Sierra. Like, that was my across the street neighbor.
I tell people all the time, if you see me out and I ain't got on a security shirt, it's a monumental occasion.
Not a monumental occasion.
I don't do it.
Yeah.
Granted, recently I just started. I done seen the video of me slipping. Bro, I was.
We gonna like the clip to that. No, we gonna like the clip to that.
That was one of them nights.
I didn't see it at first. I seen you post about it.
Did I send it to you?
No.
I didn't send it to you.
My wife sent it to me.
She showed it to you.
So,
Bro.
yo, So, because I seen it in your comment. You put the post up, and my wife in the comment was like, yeah, I seen it. So I inboxed, I'm like, how the hell you seen it? You was here with me. But
just know.
Yeah, she sent me the link.
I don't remember much.
Like the clip today.
And when I did remember that, the initial thought was, I hope nobody got it on video.
She
right?
all the way had it on video.
So within a good 3 minutes of having that thought, I got a text message and I got 2 still shots. One of the start and then the second one of the finish. Damn.
Got you.
It is what it is. You can't do nothing but laugh at it, whatever.
Okay, you do. You can't go back in time. Nah, that was funny.
Trust me, I want to.
That was funny. So,
shout out to Wind Down Wednesday.
Shout out to Wind Down Wednesday. I actually just talked to my wife. I'm getting tickets for tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow.
I'm going.
Actually, TGIF just left.
Serious?
Just left. He was just sitting in that seat. He just left.
That's my guy.
I told him he was on the way, but he had to go pick up his wife.
I respect.
Yeah, he just left.
Definitely respect.
So let's go bouncer first,
Mm-hmm.
because we just kind of got into a interesting story as a patron. You landing on your back and it being all over Facebook. What were you doing? How did you? Never mind. I don't even know how you fell.
Peer pressure.
Okay,
Peer pressure.
I'm listening.
If you've been, it was high, bro. The knees ain't where they used to be, so I got up there. You see the athleticism. I'm gonna say that. You see the athleticism it took to get up there. Getting down, it dragged. And the moment it stopped dragging, I was like, I'm done. But the peer pressure that led me to get it up there, I just assumed was gonna be there when I started falling.
Yeah, nobody was there.
Not
the floor.
Single soul.
No, the floor was there.
To the point where when I hit the floor, right, my arms was still here because I was just looking at my nigga like, y'all niggas really didn't catch me.
Like nobody grabbed me.
Like,
Where was the trust fall? Y'all ain't doing trust fall or nothing.
Like my niggas, that ass.
That was crazy. As a bounce, God, I don't want to cut you off.
It didn't hurt. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you just told me you barely remember it.
That didn't hurt either.
Okay, say that. You said it didn't hurt. That's the important part. No soreness the next morning? None.
I mean, some dirt. There was definitely some dirt.
Copy. Give me one of your most interesting nights as a bouncer. Let's talk about it.
Well, let's try and narrow it down. Cause
what's in the dream?
I'm currently between Lark and Central Lab. It's a plethora.
A lot of things.
I mean, like, just the other night, I was working, but I wasn't working there. I was blowing smoke. Lady hops out the car. Has nothing to do with the venue. Lady hops out the car, pulls her pants down. Central Lab, red light, right in front. What's that? Quell and Central. Pulls her pants down. She goes to sit back in the car, and a dog ran out her car. So she started to chase the dog with her pants still down on Central and Quell. So it's interesting.
What did she pull her pants down for?
I want to say she was about to give my man like the bull.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Right. And just, she was hot. It's Central Lab. I'm
Central
assuming
Lab. All right, I'm with you.
Somebody was paying for something.
Okay.
And she just forgot where the fuck she was. That's the only thing I can't
yeah,
wrap.
A lot of
I can't wrap my head around it. It's
listen, man. Mental health and substance abuse is real. Don't ignore it.
Big facts. And just 2 days of the two of us. Like, people really don't know how drunk they be getting, bro.
Yo. So
I can speak for that clearly, but just seeing it like on a daily basis, it was like,
bro, I have all these bottles here. I have all these glasses here. And I swear, I promise you, I won't drink unless somebody's here to drink it with me. I will not have a drink. I'll smoke all day by myself.
Yeah.
I smoke.
Yeah.
I will not drink unless somebody here. And even then, like, how long you said you knew me?
30,
How many times you seen me drunk? I don't drink like that. Like, even when we had the sober feeling, everybody indulging what they indulging, I have a sip of something. I ain't.
Yeah, I'm not. That's the first time I think that's the first time I got drunk in public in about 8 years.
That night at Albany Lou party. Shout out to Albany Lou.
Yes,
If you hungry, go to Drum and Crab.
Why not us?
You know what I mean? Shout out to Why Not Us. I mean, I'm an honorary member of Why Not Us as well. Ask about me.
Let me get a hat or something, bro.
Nah, I want the chain, man.
Oh.
I want the chain, man. That's when you really remember, man. Rockefeller, BSA, everybody giving out chains, man. Need a chain. But
Looking at that,
see, that's a
nice
dope
shade
pendant.
right there.
You bugging.
I'm
That's a
getting
dope
there.
pendant.
I'm getting there.
Or a tattoo or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. Even that night, I seen a couple people I knew there. They trying to, yo, be your cup. I'm good. I'm chilling. So even when I did get a cup, it's somebody, my man seen me like, nah, I'm tired of you. Here, take my cup. Here, pour some in it. I was kind of half babysitting.
Discreet.
And then I ain't dump it out. I'm not going to do that. But I ended up throwing it away anyway because I went to come outside and he was like, you can't bring it. I said that shit right on the thing and he ain't come back for it. With no intentions of coming back for that shit. I'm like, that shit can stay right there. But, yeah. And then, you know, what happened outside ended up happening outside. And I was the only one that seen it. Like, before it happened, like, I seen them talking inside and I went to their peoples and went to...
That's what
like,
I didn't know until everything popped off.
Yeah, I seen the whole thing. So I'm like, yo, go outside with your man. Yo, go outside with your man. I think is like the energy ain't look right.
For real.
And they went outside.
And to walk up on what I walked up on, because there's only 3 of us. And to be quite honest, people don't realize it. Although we have some responsibility for what carries on after, my main responsibility is the venue and the people inside
of it. Indeed.
So once we got that taken care of and we were able to spare someone to...
Yeah, I get it.
That's it.
No, at one point I walked back inside and patted myself down.
Yeah.
I was like...
I believe it.
Alright, we good. I don't got nothing.
That's what I mean. Like, people don't know how drunk they be.
Yeah.
And for something to happen... What I saw that was uncalled.
Yeah, so I don't really drink too much. I drink in moderation.
I'm definitely, minus a couple weeks ago, I'm definitely more of a drink in public or private type person.
Yeah, like the last time I got drunk was at my house for my birthday party a couple years ago. Yeah, I had a whole downstairs full of people. So I never reset the clock on the oven downstairs because we was in a situation where we live upstairs, but the downstairs apartment was empty.
Okay.
Then we kind of used it for storage in the side room, but I cleaned out the main, you know what I mean, corridor for the party. Never reset that. So it's an hour early, right? So my birthday is November 29th. The party's on the 28th. I see the clock hit 12. I'm like, oh, it's my birthday. Oh, Jose Cuervo Gold. Yo, I go around, Khalid, I go around the room and I take a shot with everybody. Like, yo, you my guy from yo, I appreciate you. Shot. Oh, Khalid, 30 years almost. Yo, we cool from yo, shot with you. Hey, shot with you. Hey, you tall. Shot with you. Like, then I go outside, see my man Al. They outside shooting something else. They taking shots of Parmesan, peach or some shit. Yeah, take a shot of that. Keep the party going. I go back and through the house. I go on the back porch. And it's spinning.
Oh, that's when you know.
Who spent the back porch? I go upstairs through the back.
You said that out loud?
I may have. Go upstairs through the back, go in the bathroom, throw up. Rinse my mouth out with water, go get some water to drink the water, go back downstairs through the back. But it's still spinning. So I walk through the house, right?
Probably knocking shit over.
No,
You good?
Yeah. I focus up. I walk through the house, right? Go back upstairs, but through the front this time.
Okay.
So the people in the back, they know I went up and came down. They think I'm in the house, so they not aware, right? Go back upstairs. I go back in the bathroom. All right, no more throw up. So I brush my tongue. Because if you even almost got to throw up, you touch that tongue, it's you throwing up.
Yeah.
No throw up. But everything's still spinning. Yo, Khalid, I go in my room, take all my clothes off, lay in the bed, line the garbage can, put the garbage can next to the bed and lay down. Real responsible drunk.
Big facts. Big facts.
Nobody got to clean up after me and none of that.
Big
Real
facts.
responsible drunk. Next thing I know, my man and my cousin at the door laughing. Like, yo, that's where you disappeared to? Ah, look at this nigga. Laughing at me and all that. Then I hear, I think man pull up. I think Alvin come to the door. And I hear him come to the door, and my wife was like, yeah, it's party over. He done. I didn't want her to end the party. That's why I did it how I did. Nah, let them party on. Let them dance. Let them chill. Let them drink on. You ain't got to end the party. I laid down, though. Yeah, I ain't want her to end the party.
It's very considerate.
I just responsible drunk. Man.
Nah. Like I said, I got a D-Wee before, so.
What's the biggest event y'all done to date? The grade
As
8
grade
security
8.
as grade 8. Not when you was with other people. As grade 8, what's the biggest?
Probably Egyptian and surrounding. Granted, as far as name-wise, people, we did the last event I worked with Dean. We did the LGBTQ festival. It was out at Jericho Driving.
Crazy.
Different.
And
Definitely different.
Like, what was the turnout?
I mean, it was at the drive-in. So pretty much from like the concession stand up was like
people.
It was like mini. If you can picture Lark Fest and that type of space, yeah. So they had the stage right there in front of the big theater, so it was different.
Copy.
And that was post-COVID, so things were just starting to
open back up.
And that was probably the first big event. Overall, I've worked with Ja Rule, Ashanti, Davies, Cameron, Jim Jones.
Yo, shout out to my boy Ja. Shout out to my boy Ja. Big Queen shit. Queens get the money. Yo, he been on a tear. Like I don't know what he was doing before that versus, but since that versus, he has been on a tear.
I respect it. Anytime your opponent's best song is his feature on your song.
Yeah, he said, he said, of all the hooks I gave away, this the one I wish I would have kept. Nah, but shout out to Ja. Coach, my John Adams alum. We went to John Adams.
That's what's up.
For my short time in Queens before they sent me to Albany. But nah, definitely appreciate you coming through. Definitely appreciate you talking to me. What's next? What's your next big event you got coming up?
I can't even tell you.
Oh.
It's not finalized yet.
Gotcha.
There's somebody coming. It's directly beneficial for the youth.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be something positive. It's gonna be something big, and I'm crossing my fingers. I hope y'all pray for us that Grade 8 is able to attach their name to what's about to happen.
Yo, that's
I'll
dope,
tell you off.
All right, on camera we talk about it, but yo, nah, thank you for coming in, talking with us. It's been another episode of At the Bar with Beast. Just know if you go to any parties or any venues and you see this Grade 8, know that you're in safe hands. Because like my man said, knock on wood, he hasn't had no crazy...
And if you don't see it, Do what he do. Interview to your security. How long you been licensed?
Yeah, talk to him.
Let me see it.
Yeah, talk to him. Don't just feel safe with anybody, man. But yo, thank y'all for tuning in. It's been another episode. Peace.
My guy.
Yeah, we got